If you were outside in the late 2000s, you couldn't escape this voice. I got it. I got it. That deep, raspy delivery. Those trunk rattling beats. Those hooks that felt like street anthems. Gorilla Zoe wasn't just another rapper. For a moment, he was Atlanta's secret weapon. So the real question is, what really happened to Gorilla Zoe? Why did he disappear just as his career was taking off? This isn't a rumor video. This isn't clickbait. This is the real story. The rise, the label politics, the industry shifts, and the decisions that quietly ended Gorilla Zoe's mainstream run. Who is Gorilla Zoe? Gorilla Zoe, born Alonzo Mathis, came out of Atlanta, Georgia, during a time when the city was becoming the new capital of hip-hop. But Zoe didn't fit the flashy, radio-friendly mold. He sounded raw, aggressive, street-heavy. His voice alone made him stand out. Raspy, gritty, almost growling on records. That sound made him perfect for hooks, especially in an era when club bangers ruled everything. Before most people knew his name, they already knew his voice. The Boy signing and Young Jeezy era. Gorilla Zoe's big break came when he signed to Boy Records, which had a close relationship with Young Jeezy. This was huge. At the time, Jeezy was one of the biggest rappers in the world. Anything connected to Jeezy got instant attention. Zoe became known as Jeezy's hook guy. If Jeezy needed a record to feel dangerous, Zoe was the call. You heard him on Lost, Black Tea, street classics. They gave Jeezy's music extra weight. And fans started asking, who is that voice? That curiosity opened the door for Zoe's solo career. Breakout moment, Hood Ninja. Then it happened. Hood Ninja dropped and the streets went crazy. This wasn't just a regional record. It was everywhere. Clubs, radio, mixtapes, cars shaking parking lots. The song peaked high on the Billboard charts and instantly turned Gorilla Zoe into a mainstream name. For a moment, it looked like Atlanta just created another star. Zoe had the street credibility, the sound, and the timing. But what people didn't see was the trouble building behind the scenes. Major label pressure and industry expectations. Once Hood Ninja blew up, expectations skyrocketed. The label wanted more radio singles, cleaner records, a broader audience. But Gorilla Zoe's brand was street music. That created tension. Zoe wasn't built to be a pop rapper. His voice, image, and energy worked best in raw, aggressive records, not crossover hits. And when artists don't fit neatly into a label's marketing box, support starts to fade. Budgets get smaller, promotion slows down, momentum quietly dies. The Young Jeezy split in industry politics. One of the biggest turning points in Zoe's career was his falling out with Young Jeezy. While the exact details were never fully aired out, it was clear that the relationship cooled off fast. And in the music industry, especially back then, losing the backing of a major cosign could be career-changing. Jeezy had label power, industry connections, radio influence. Once that relationship was gone, Zoe lost more than just a collaborator. He lost a protective shield. Suddenly, doors closed faster than they opened. Why Gorilla Zoe didn't evolve like others? Another factor that hurt Zoe's longevity was the rapid change in hip-hop. By the early 2010s, trap music evolved. Melodic rap took over. Artists like Future shifted the sound. Zoe's style stayed raw and aggressive. And while that's respected, it wasn't what radio was pushing anymore. Artists who survived that era either reinvented themselves or leaned heavily into mainstream appeal. Zoe did neither. And instead of chasing trends, he chose to stay true to his roots, even if that meant losing the spotlight. Did Gorilla Zoe fall off or walk away? Here's the truth most people miss. Gorilla Zoe didn't disappear because he couldn't rap. He didn't disappear because fans stopped listening. He disappeared because label politics slowed his momentum. Industry relationships fell apart, and he refused to reshape himself into something he wasn't. Zoe continued releasing music independently, but without major label backing, it never reached the same audience. In hip-hop, visibility is everything. And once that machine shuts off, even talented artists can vanish from the mainstream. Where is Gorilla Zoe now? Today, Gorilla Zoe is still alive, still respected, and still remembered as a key voice in Atlanta's rise. He may not dominate the charts anymore, but his impact is undeniable. He helped define a gritty era of trap music. He left behind classic street records, and his voice remains instantly recognizable. Sometimes, disappearing from the spotlight isn't failure, it's survival. Final thoughts. Gorilla Zoe's story is a reminder that talent isn't always enough. Industry politics can end careers quietly, and not every artist wants fame at any cost. So the next time you hear Hood Ninja or an old Jeezy record, remember, Gorilla Zoe didn't vanish. The industry just moved on.